All right, so it looks like Dame Dash has officially lost it all. I'll get into why I put the air quotes up, and we'll get into his story after a quick word from our sponsor.
Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1 at gmail.com. Let's go.
If you're an artist, an entrepreneur, if you want your music or your brand promoted here on Viral Hip Hop News, email me, dlsmediainc1 at gmail.com. I got great ways you could promote commercials on my platform, live interviews with me, Sam Ant here at Viral Hip Hop News, as well as get seen, get heard, go viral, promote your music or brand on Viral Hip Hop Shorts. If you want to utilize my shorts to promote your music, to play your music, I have a great 5 video, 10 video, 20, 25 video promotion. Utilize my shorts to get more streams, to get more views, to get more attention on your music in particular or your brand. It is a great way to promote your music. I have a lot of ways to promote here on Viral Hip Hop News. So if you're interested, please email me. You'll see the email scrolling across the bottom throughout this video. All right, let's get into Dame Dash, man, because we talked about Dame Dash the last few months about how he was losing business asset after business asset, and it seemingly looked like he was on the verge of losing it all after a number of lawsuits, child support payments, etc. Right? Well, it officially went down, and I'll go ahead and read the article. Get up out of here, man. Courtesy of Hot New Hip Hop, you guys can read along. Dame Dash ordered to turn over assets to satisfy ongoing debt. This was written by Caroline Fisher yesterday. Now it says, after getting sued for alleged copyright infringement and defamation, Dame Dash was ordered to pay over $800K in damages in 2022. Dame Dash's legal battle continued earlier this week. Things reportedly got serious for the music mogul. AllHipHop exclusively reports that a federal judge ordered that he failed to pay a court-ordered $823,284.71 judgment. The judgment stems from a lawsuit filed by filmmaker Josh Weber and Muddy Water Pictures. It all started with the film Dear Frank, which Dash worked on before being removed for his allegedly unprofessional behavior on set. He's accused of going on to promote the film as his own regardless, calling it The List. After getting sued for alleged copyright infringement and defamation, Dash was ordered to pay over $800K in damages in 2022. Now, a ruling issued by U.S. Magistrate Judge Robert W. Lerberg compels him and his company, Poppington LLC, to turn over control of Dash Films and Inc., Blur Rock LLC, Black Rock LLC. It also compels him to turn over interest in Lebanon Improvements LLC, Ocean East Improvements LLC, 1996 Songs LLC. Reportedly, Poppington LLC must additionally forfeit copyrights to various films like Honor Up, Too Honorable, We Went to China, and Welcome to Black Rock. Unless Dash filed objections before June 16th, his assets will be auctioned by the U.S. Marshals within 180 days. The proceeds from the auction would go towards unpaid judgment, and the rest would be returned to Dash. This is undoubtedly unfortunate development in the case. It looks like Dash at least has support from his peers. However, 50 Cent, blah, 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 blah. Dame, were you at to bounce back? A little stress, no depression. He wrote a little setback. All right, so that's 50 Cent doing what 50 Cent does. All right. Man, oh man, I'm not going to use this time to, shit on Dame Dash. What I'm going to do is, at this time, use this as a cautionary tale, because as I seen this headline yesterday, it's kind of ironic that I also saw a clip of The Breakfast Club, because I haven't watched The Breakfast Club in years, to be perfectly honest with you. I see clips like everybody else, and I happen to come across this clip of Envy and Charlamagne in particular talking about their iconic interview with Dame Dash, I think about 8-9 years ago now. But he was on there with Murder Mook, and he was talking about bosses and employees, and if you have a boss, you're not the man, and things like that. And that interview at that time, 8 years ago, was kind of at the height of us starting our platforms, and particularly me starting Viral Hip Hop News. And that changed my whole vantage point, my whole world point at that time. I just had left my job to pursue entrepreneurship full time. I was finally in a position where I could do that. I was at the top of my game. I was at the top of my it was a beautiful time. And to hear Dame Dash, somebody that we had looked up to at that time, and still do look up to Dame. I'm not gonna shit on Dame now because he's going through something. But definitely at that time, to hear him say that, it was like, yo, yeah, we're going to balls to the wall with this. We're going 100%, all gas, no brakes when it comes to this entrepreneurship, because we'll never have anybody looking over us, calling us employee, and we ain't got to call nobody boss. You know what I mean? I don't want my kids having to ever hear me call anybody boss, right? That's what I was saying. That I remember having on my boy Trev, and shout out to Trev, who owns his own business as well. He's also in the school system as a counselor to the youth, doing his thing out here in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to my boy Trev. Really a hero out here in these streets, taking care of these kids, man, and doing the right thing with the youth, man. But we had him on for an interview. We had a discussion about bosses and employees, and to be perfectly honest with him, kind of mocked him a little bit, because he was talking about just how having a job and having a way to earn a living is still an honorable thing. And he was 1,000% correct. Nothing that he said was wrong. At the time, though, when you, especially me, I'm talking about me, just leaving my job, and he was actually at that job with me, left it, started my own business from the ground up. Man, I wasn't hearing none of that bullshit 8 years ago. And now I find it kind of ironic that 8 years later, Dame Dash has to sell all of his business assets. And I'm currently looking for a job, because this right here isn't enough anymore to take care of me and my family. So now I'm out here looking for work. And I have no problem with that. I humbly am looking for work. I'm not out here looking like an ego or having an ego. I'm out here doing what I got to do for my family. And I say that to say, when I threw the air quotes up in the beginning of the video saying Dame lost everything, he might have lost all his business assets, but he's still a father, still a husband, he still has a family. He still has the things that are the most important to him in his life. And he's just going to have to pivot and bounce back, man. I mean, ego's going to have to get thrown in the dumpster. You might have to auction that off with your other shit, bro. You know what I mean? Come out here, and whatever it is that you have to do to make ends meet, whatever it is that you have to do to take care of your family, bro, just buckle down and do it. And I implore any man or any woman who's in a position where they at one time or another may have been straight, I mean, real straight, not needed anything. If they now need something, go out there and get it, and do it without an ego, do it with humility, do it without any regret or any trepidation of what you may have experienced early in life, or what you may have experienced the last few years in life throughout business. Hey, if you fall into a situation where you got to take care of your family, God damn it, take care of your family. And don't worry about what the outside world or the outside noise is saying, man. So salute to Dame Dash. I'm sure Dame is going to bounce back from this, man. I don't know too many hustlers that don't bounce back, man. So salute to Dame. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that, or a lot of people giving Jay-Z criticism. I'm not going to do that right now. As a grown man, you make your own bed. You got to lay in that shit. Dame made his own bed. Jay-Z didn't have him change the name over a movie that he no longer owned. Jay-Z didn't make him not pay child support. Dame had his own demons. Dame made his bed the way he chose to make it, so he has to lay in it. And there is no other man that could get him up out of that situation. So I'm sure Dame will get up out of it. I don't want to hear any excuses about any other man and what they did to him. Can't do that right now. Can't do that right now. But like I said, use this as a cautionary tale. Always have a plan B, a plan C. I know that sometimes that's a loser mentality, quote unquote. It ain't. Having a backup plan and understanding that you need something to fall back on is not a loser's mentality. Having a trade to be able to fall back on if shit don't fall through is not a losing mentality. Having a skill that you can fall back on is not a loser mentality. My son is 16, about to be 17 in a couple weeks. He has various things that he wants to do in his life, but I'm telling him, go get your barber's license. Go get that license, because somebody's always going to need their haircut. And God forbid something don't happen, you can always pivot and go and cut hair, or you can go and start your own barbershop, which I have absolutely no problem helping you with. And you can have your own brick and mortar while you still are pursuing and moving toward things that you ultimately want to do. You'll have things that you still can do to make money. Be a mechanic, be a barber, be a craftsman, and I mean, be a carpenter. People need these skills still in the world, and it is not the worst thing in the world to have that type of skill to fall back on. I'll leave it at that. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think of Dame Dash's unfortunate situation. Like I said, we're not going to laugh and mock the brother at this time. Pick him up, salute him. You know what I mean? Wipe your ego off, brother, and get back out here and do what you got to do for yourself and your family. We know you can. Appreciate each and every one of y'all saying, man, CEO, the brand viral hip hop news. I love each and every one of y'all. Love yourselves. Till next time, till next story. About to go hit this gym. Top of the morning, y'all. Be out of here. Deuces.